Hey guys, McJeffries here, and welcome back to the McJeffries Network on OpenTTD. Now before we get cracking proper in today's episode, I just want to hover over Gardcity Exchange and go through some comments that I've had from Friday's episode. So today of course is Monday. Not the happiest day of the week, I know, but it's nice and happy because we've got some OpenTTD coming at you again. That should make up for it. So first of all, I want to talk a little bit about the comments. You guys are amazing. You know, a year ago even, you could argue 6 months ago, I was getting maybe 1 or 2 comments on a video. Really wasn't that happy with how many comments I was getting. Wasn't going to moan about it though, because I was still privileged to have anybody commenting, never mind just a few. But you know, it was a little bit trying to think of the right word. I wasn't too happy about it, basically. I was a little bit upset that there wasn't loads and loads of people commenting, but that's part and parcel with the game, unfortunately. You know, you want to be a YouTuber, you got to understand that not everybody's going to like what you do straight away. But recently, that has completely flipped on its head. So, in the last 6 months, as I said, the number of people who've been commenting on my videos has increased dramatically, to the extent now that I'm averaging between 10 and 20 comments per video. Now, admittedly, half of those are probably my responses to existing comments, so you can half that, really. But still, between 5 and 10 comments per video is I'm happy with that. I'm happy. It's much better than 1 or 2 like I used to get, that's for sure. But talking of the comments, I'm going to run through them. So, I talked about Pudding Mill Lane, which is a DLR station, and said about it being moved. George De Silva has told me that it was moved because of the Crossrail project. I know there was one that was moved before that for the Olympics, and now I'm trying to remember what one that was. But yeah, now that he said it, I remember seeing construction pictures of it being moved, but I couldn't remember why. But Crossrail is quite a disruptive project in London, so that does make sense. And he also says about Gardcity Exchange, which is why we're here right now. Then we have Baptiste Wilbo again, asking me again about the metro. Yes, is the simple answer to the question. The question was, is it because of his comment that I started burying more tracks underground? And yes, that is the case. That is entirely the case, because he had every... where am I going with this? He had it right when he was saying about my metro lines that they needed to be built more underground or more above ground. Because when you build them at ground level, for example over here at Lonway, the town now can't expand in this direction unless it automatically builds a bridge, which it doesn't. The town can only expand to the north and to the east. So very, very soon these tracks will be buried underground as well, and there'll be tunnels. And I think the only real time it will come out of the tunnel is to go around the corner or for these junctions. Because as you might have noticed, this line at the moment, where it is blocking the tracks in and out of Gardcity Exchange. What else is there? I think that's about it for the main comments. BNSF and SP has said about I was talking about getting electric trains running, but then I said let me try that again. Getting electric trains running from a new depot site, but I was saying about not all trains are compatible with all tracks, and he quite rightly pointed out that you can actually have diesels haul EMUs, which I have used in the past, which has given me a really good idea, which I'm not going to talk too much about now, but it has raised a really good idea in my mind, so thank you for that reminder as well, because to be honest, I had forgotten about that. He also says the full M3 trains could start at Watbourne, which is over here, and going towards Trenville, then go north, and when they arrive back at Trenville, return to the depot. Where's Trenville? Trenville's down this way, isn't it? Isn't Trenville up? No, that's Grafingfield. Where's Trenville? Is Trenville this way? That's Funingville. Oh, and just so I speak, I get another comment through. I might as well read that live on camera. Trenville. I've completely lost where Trenville... Sletbridge. Suntbridge. Was it south? Must be this way. Yeah, Trenville. So full M3 trains could start at Watbourne going towards Trenville, then go north, and when they arrive back at Trenville, return to the depot. So I think I get what you mean. I think what you mean is have them come out of the depot to Watbourne, go down to Trenville, up to wherever their northern terminus was, then back to Trenville, back to Watbourne where they'll empty, and then go to the depot. That's possible. Maybe for a future service I can have that done. The way I've kind of got it at the moment is imagine Gardcity is the hub of a wheel. So I've gone for the hub and spoke design. So this is Gardcity proper, Greater Gardcity. The actual box is a little bit further out, but this is Greater Gardcity as it stands. So you've got Gardcity itself, which is about here. You've got Braston. You've got, let's zoom in a second. Tronfingley, Padinghead, Reddingworth. You've got St George up here. You've got St Mark to the south, wherever that is. Up here, there it is. And then you've got some other little towns that make up the rest of Gardcity. Imagine that's the hub, and then you've got spokes. So all of these metro lines are the spokes. So you've got one up here that goes to Brenfinburg. You've got one this way that goes to Funingville, and then you've got the ones that head to the south, and then you've got the one this way, where are we here, that goes up to Suntbridge. So at the moment it's a train comes in from a spoke into the hub and then out roughly in the opposite side. So in this case it goes from south east to northwest, northeast to southwest, and north to south, and then east to west. That's kind of how we've got it going. It's not 100% accurate, but that's the idea. And then all vehicles are serviced at Watbourne, so they all have to come into Watbourne at some point. It's a very basic way of doing it, but it seems to be working so far, so I'm going to hold on to it. Obviously the metro system will change as we have to move things around to accommodate more. I'd like to build an airport at some point. That was something that was raised. I would also like to build a freight terminal, which has also been raised, funnily enough, by both George de Silva and Baptiste. They have both been saying about planes, buses, freight. They're all going to be done. Don't panic. They're all going to exist. Right now, though, I am going to start with Gardcity Exchange proper. It's going to be a big station. As you know, it's going to be high speed. It's not just going to be high speed. There's going to be a small amount of non-high speed going on as well. But it's mostly going to be high speed. So what have we got here? I kind of want to use the British style for this, to see how it looks. So I don't use the British style very often. So it would work out quite nicely if I actually used it. Let's make sure I do this properly. Right, so number of tracks, let's go with 6. And you're going to go like that and like that. It's going to be right on the riverside. And then we're going to go down to you. You're going to be 4 by 4. We'll do the high speed on this side. Like so. I think 6 tracks for high speed will work out quite nicely, and 6 for non-high speed. So we'll do that for now, and then if I come back here and do 4 by 2. No wait, 6 by 2 for that, just as a little add-on. Maybe do it with benches and plants instead. That looks quite nice. It's also segregated then as well. There's a little gap there. That works out quite nicely. Right, so the shelters, we're then going to go 1 by 2. Actually, no, I want this. Hang on. This is going to be non-electrified. The non-high speed section. A bit like St Pancras. It is technically electrified, but it's mostly non-electrified trains that actually use it. So we're going to go like this. You there, you there. And what's that? That's 4. So then we'll do a 1 by 6. No wait, a 6 by 1. Would help if I could get my numbers right, wouldn't it? Like so. And then we'll do the shelters. Like that. And then we'll go for just box standard benches, I suppose. Like that. So you're going to be all the slower platforms, like so. There will be some metro stuff going in as well in the future, but not right this second. Let's take that back one actually. Let's do that, and then we'll do that as one design, and then here we'll just do some random ones as well, and then up here we'll just have one that goes across like so. Then do this side, you like that, you like that, you like that, and then here we'll have one there, and here we'll have one there. That should do for random junctions. And there we are. Right, I'll put the signals in and then we'll start looking at high speed. Because I'm tempted to dip high speed down a bit, but then that wouldn't really work with the river here. So what I might do instead, let's put all this in, and we'll pop another line in there, put the signals in. Now I want high-speed trains that fill these platforms. High speed is crucial. You know, I can see a lot of people using the high-speed trains, so I want them to be as full as possible, which means they're going to have to be as big as possible. High-speed 2 trains are supposed to be quite big. I haven't seen the final design of the trains in a long time. I know roughly what they look like. They are well, one of the design drafts was very similar to what is now the Class 800. Hitachi were one of the preferred bidders at one stage. Not necessarily the case now. Things have changed a little bit since. But, you know, they are one of the preferred bidders, which is always good to see. So in terms of the station, that's pretty much it. Except for, this is going to go underground. High speed, we can build big tunnels. Big tunnels. So this, for example, would be 436, which is a bit too long. Admittedly, it's a bit too long. It'll come out again somewhere over here, where it will split off into its respective lines. I would like to have maybe 3 coming in and 3 going out. Something like that, so we can have lots of train movement in one go. Sort of like that. Or I could just keep it simple and have that as my design. 2 lines in, sorry, 1 line in, 1 line out, just like St Pancras. That could work out. Obviously I haven't got the weird crossover thing that St Pancras has got, which I've never quite understood why they decided to design it like that. For those of you who don't know what I mean, you come out of St Pancras on the right hand side, and then just before the tunnel starts you cross over to the left. And I've never quite understood why they decided to do that. That's always been a bit of a weird thing for me, because it's not like they're that limited by space. You know, they actually have quite a lot of space around there where they could build all these lines up and over and stuff. They just decided to go a really weird way about it. I'm going to quickly rebuild Lonway Station so that I can stick it in a cutting. Speaking of which, let's get rid of some of these buildings. Again, I'm being destructive, and I apologise for that. It's all going to be worth it in the end. In fact, I've gone way too far with this whole destructive thing. Dutch platforms? No. What do I want? Island platforms is what I want. So we want stairs. We want that. We want that. And we want that. And then here onwards it's going to be lifted up, and here onwards it's going to be lifted up. This is going to be tunnel, but for now I'm going to just do this so that trains can continue to serve the station. So that was sort of like that, and you were there, you were there. Okay, we'll leave that going for now. Some more of these lines here are going to be cut back. Where are you going? You're going to Watbourne train depot, so I assume that's where you are going as well. Yes. Once again, it's pretty soon after the last episode that we're here today, so things are still a little bit Yes, there are trains that are not where they necessarily should be. That will change. Don't you worry, that will change. Right, if I put this in... No, that's not going to work, is it? I'm going to have to come up with something magical here, because these two lines are right in the way. Because the main line is sort of going to come out this way and head this way. So a tunnel underneath would be a good idea, if it wasn't for the fact that I'd then have to turn sharply to avoid the high speed line. I mean, I could do it as it's just lowered and the line goes... No, that wouldn't work either. Might have to come back to that. For now, though, I'm just going to have to put it back as it was, which is a bit annoying. There we go. So I'm going to let that go for a little bit whilst I look at this. Now, this is definitely going to be one of these ones of 3 tracks in, 3 tracks out. Try and get as many trains moving as possible going in and out of this station here. It's 7 tiles long, which is the size of the normal express station. I see this as being a bit like what Centre Rail is, but slightly different, if that makes any sense, which it probably doesn't, because very little of what I say makes sense. But the idea is just to have constant train movement in and out. It's going to mostly be local stopping services that use Gardcity Exchange, coming in from another main station which is yet to be built. Spoiler alert. It's a big one. It's going to be a big station. In fact, if I do this, you'll come over to there. If I do... I'm still trying to get this line in. This metro line. This is going to bug me to hell and back at this rate. So let's... I really put Lonway Station in a bad place. Is it Lonway? Yeah. I looked like a U for a second. If I moved the station... So I can't move it to the north. If I moved it to the south a little bit, would that work? I mean, in terms of getting these tracks through, it would work quite nicely, but then these tracks do have to turn south. But I suppose what I could do... let's stop this train where it is. Okay. And we'll stop you where you are. Just for a second. Wait for these trains here to get out of the way. You're going to have to turn around and go backwards a little bit. To there. I think that's enough space. Oh, hang on. Alright, I'm going to have to let you go through. You're going to have to stop. And I don't think there's any from this direction that go this way anyway, so that should be fine. Unless they're going back to depot, of course, and then it's not fine. Right. So the idea now is, if I trim this back, like so, what that does mean is this is going to be pulled down a little bit earlier, which means this isn't going to exist anymore. That's going to go there instead. See, that kind of works. And then all of this here will be demolished. And all of this here will be demolished. And the idea now is, this will go down by 1 into a tunnel, which will emerge again over here. So again, more of the hillside's going to be destroyed, but I will replace it with trees, etc., just to make it look nice again. So let's get rid of all of this. Like that. Right. This is going to come across. This is going to come across. That goes underneath there. There we go. That one goes underneath there. Alright, I need to take it one further back. Like that, like that, like that. There we are. Cool. And then I lift that up. Right, so you're going to come underneath like so. You're going to come underneath like so. Perfect. Pop a signal there and a signal there. You're both going to come along like this. And one there and one there. Alright, we can start these up again. Good. The reason I've done that is so that this line now can come straight through here and pass over the metro, which is going to run underneath. So if I do that to there, that to there, that to there, that one to there, that one to there. Let's get rid of you as well. Do I really want this big? I suppose, yeah. Because what I'm going to do is have 4 go off in one direction and 2 come in from another. So the new station is going to be built probably here at New Ruhatton. I'm going to rename it now. And this is where the spoiler sort of really, it's where I let myself down, because I'm going to give it away. GSP. It's existing, guys. It's going to happen. It's going to be built. But it's going to be built slightly differently to what it perhaps would have been in the past. It's going to be built in a hole. The whole station is going to be built below ground level. And that's so that the lines that are being extended into the city itself can be built underneath whatever's going to be built on top. So this is going to be the station site. First thing I need to do is, these are the 4 lines that are going to go off to exchange. So let's do you like that, you like that, and then you like that. Hang on. Yeah, you like that, and you like that, and then we'll do one here as well, like so. And we'll do this one here like that, just to get a bit more variety involved. Like that, and like that. I'm going to build a couple more on the side here as well, just to make it feel a little bit better. Again, I mean, this is a lot of destruction, but it's mostly countryside. That's my rationale as to why I'm doing it like this. The style, I'm going to build it in. I might go for the city style. I haven't used Japanese in a while. Are there any others that I haven't used? I think all the others I have used. Chips is all industrial. There's Japanese, there's the modular ones, there's the buildings. And then there's ore station, which is for mines, which we'll come back to later on in the series. So, I mean, we've got British station platforms, we've got city stations, we've got Dutch platforms, we've got the early UK buildings. I like the idea of using the King's Cross for this bit. That would fit there quite nicely. And then that would fit there quite nicely. And then you can have a nice annex going off. Once again, we're going to have to dig deep. This is going to be a big station, by the way. It's going to be a lot bigger than what it currently looks like. It's going to be like that kind of size once it's actually finished. So I think we're going to have to go for the British style again, which may or may not be a popular decision. I need to put the platform ends in for this bit. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, no, let's just do 2. Let's just do 2 here. And these ones can be benches with plants, like that. And you'll be just benches. Or, no, not bare. Signs. Something like that. And then here, I'm going to have it like that. And then we'll have benches and plants, benches, signs, and then we'll go with the 1, 2, and then benches. Or was it signs? Where are we? Signs, benches, benches and plants. That's going to be that. And then over here will be a completely different part of the station, which I haven't got round to building yet. It will also be in a different style. Right, so that's that bit. I'm going to quickly change this to Gardcity for now. Right, second station. I think Dutch might be the best way of going about it. Using the old Dutch Amsterdam roofs. Like that. Obviously these are going to be slightly further back. Bit like this. Maybe a little bit like this. In fact, I'm going to cut this bit away. We're not going to have rail track there. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to have platform ends, buffer stops. Again, I want to make sure I get this right first time as much as possible. So I don't particularly want to have to rebuild all this. I don't mind making tweaks, I just don't like major rebuilds. That's always a bugbear. So that's that. And if I go for non-track stations, these ones, we've got Hilversum, which is that one, or we've got Delft, which is this one, or we've got Eindhoven, got HESM, all of these, or we've got Amsterdam CS, which is what we've got over at St George, but we can also have it here, I suppose. Nice and unique, nice and different. Go back to the island platforms quickly. We'll have ourselves some CTAs, 1, 2, some benches, and some schedules, like that. And if I go to the single sides, schedule, schedule, CTA, CTA, bench, and bench. Like that. Okie dokie. And then here I'm going to put something else in. I will put something else in. For now though, I want to focus on this tunnel project going into Gardcity Exchange. So at the moment, all of this track comes along like this. So let's make sure that it all comes along to the right spot over here as well. Which means doing a lot of land lowering again. Quite expensive this. I'm going to put some of this in tunnel as well, just to so that the town can grow above. Because people are right when they say that too much of the town is being demolished for these lines to be built. You are spot on with that. So I do want to avoid that as much as possible. I want to avoid as much destruction as possible. There's a lot of destruction gone on so far in this series that could do with being avoided as much as possible. I also do actually want to change you, pop you there instead. Like that. Otherwise the whole track idea really doesn't work, because then these two lines here are going to continue and head off this way. Whereas these 4 tracks are going to carry on this way and end up linking up over here. So let's put these tunnels in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like so. We'll have it going... That's the question now actually. Do I want to go above or below? I think below would be easier for everybody. Below would be easier. Let's just, so that I can line it up, get rid of this factory. 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. I'm just going to draw a piece of track across the landscape like this, so I can line up these 4 tracks. So this one needs to keep going this way, and this one needs to come across like this, and it will meet up like so. And then do a little bit of cutting back here, and there we are. Oh, hang on, this needs to come back this bit as well. Oh my god, so much destruction, so much landscaping. It's damaging. It is damaging. But once we get to here, we'll safely go underground and it'll all be fine. All will be forgiven, I'm sure. Right, so that to there and that to there. This line, as I say, is going to climb up here and head off in a completely different direction. So in fact, let's do that, and we'll put this in a tunnel as well. Where that's going to go right now, I've not a clue. It's very much like I mean, I could join it up here actually and have it as a third rail electrification. Where's the line gone? I've lost it. There it is. Whereas this, as I've already said, is going to drop down into a tunnel. And it's going to be a long tunnel because it's going to take it right the way through to St. Peter. Actually, that's a new question. No, yeah, I will do it like this. Right, so all of that's going to go, all of this is going to go. I'm going to sink this down again, like that. Actually, have I given myself enough space here? I'm not sure if I have, come to think of it. Because I need to put... Actually, no, I don't need to put waypoints in on this side, do I? What am I talking about? Because there's only 4 platforms they can come into from this side. Crisis averted, everybody. Crisis averted. Right, so this is going to come across like that. One simple crossover there. All done. And you're going to go right the way across to the other side where you need to be. Meanwhile, we'll have another cross there. And we'll pop a little cheeky one in there as well. And pretend I didn't use the word cheeky. Okie dokie. Let's signal these up, like so. So that's a big tunnel right the way underneath quite a lot of the southern part of the city. How long is this station again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 8 would be good here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. It's like I planned it. And you there, you there. And all of these will go off and do their thing. Perfect. So that's all signalled up as well now, which is great. How long is this episode? 33 minutes. Okay. These episodes are going to be long, guys. I warn you now, because there's a lot of stuff I want to get done today. And throughout the majority of this week, actually. One of the things I want to get done, also, is build a big bus station in the middle of the station itself. A bit like the olden times, when you would have the taxi rank actually built inside the station rather than as a separate building like it is these days. So let's go ahead and pop in some tram stops there, and we'll pop in some tram stops here, like that. Let's get rid of these ones here, come to think of it. I'm also not convinced that I need... I'm going to cull these ones, and I'm going to move them over one, like that. Wrong way. Completely the wrong way. What a schoolboy mistake that was. Right, St. Peter, St. Peter, St. Peter, St. Peter. Okie dokie. And then that will go there, that will link that up. This will come right through the middle, like so. And in fact, again, I'm going to put a little connection there. I'm going to get rid of these two, and I'm going to replace them with this, and try that again. This and this. Because as I said, there's going to be some more platforms here, and these platforms are going to be for mail trains. Mail is something else I want to get back into. You know, I enjoy doing goods as a whole, but mail especially was one that I didn't feel like I exploited enough in the last map. I had like that one mail service and that was it. So I definitely feel like that needs redoing. This, incidentally, is going to be... I can't lift that up, can I? Might have to change this into a bridge. It's not really going to work either. Then that'll have to go... Okay, no, I can make this work. I can't make this work. Let's take this back. I'm just trying to think of how I can get these roads out of here in the avenue style. Alright, I'm going to have to do more rebuilding. Oh man, this is frustrating. Right, so you and you are going to have to go there. You and you are going to have to go there. That and that, that and that. Which means all of this section here is going to have to go. All of this section here is going to have to go. This section here is going to have to go. This section here is going to have to go. Go into the tramway quickly. All of you, you, and you, and you. And rebuild that like this. And that bit, of course. Back into road. Those two bits, and those two bits. And then out this way, down here, along there, and along there. Perfect. And then get rid of that. There we go. Right, so that's going to go this way, like this. And you are going to come out this way. And head off underneath and out the other side. Perfect. That's good. That's what I want. So let's say, mail platforms. Oh, don't... Right, hang on. Let's get rid of everything tram related. So I'm just working with roads for now. And then I'll put the tramways in after. Because I've messed up again. I'm going to put the goods platforms in. This is because George De Silva said about using putting goods yards in near stations, or as part of stations, because that's what they did back in the old days, and he's absolutely right. That is what they did in the old days. Euston still has some kind of parcel depot-y style platforms, but the majority of it now has been lost, unfortunately. You know, time moves on, the world moves on, kind of thing. So those have been lost, which is sad. It's always sad to see history sort of being swallowed up by the modern world. But there's no reason why I can't replicate how it would have been. You know, these did exist. These platforms did exist, and I'm looking to exploit that. So there we go. That's that. And if I go for... I mean, do we have buildings that I could perhaps put in the way to make it look... Let's see what we've got. We've got these station hotels. Ah, that looks cool. I'm tempted, very tempted, to build that behind here. How does that look? Not terrible. Not terrible. Parcels office, that's always good to have. Let's stick that there. And I'll have to find something else to go here. Passenger concourse. Again, not terrible. I'll put these down now as like placeholders, and I'll swap them out if I find something that looks better. But in terms of station, that looks a lot more impressive. If I cut these back by one, like that, and then go into the road, now I can start putting down road again. But not there. So this is going to be the out road. This is going to be the in road. One there, one there. Perfect. And then if I grab the tram's going to come in from there, and it's going to loop round probably all of this, like so, and then that's going to go off that way as well. Grab road, make sure that that's all set up as it should be. Good. Right. So the parcels depot is here. So that should be where the parcels go. And then the passengers can just go wherever the rest of it is. Like that, I guess. Although I've done that completely wrong. Because that's tram only going through there. And I've just made it not tram only. Well done. I'm doing really well at this today, aren't I, guys? I'm really on form. Right. Something like that. And then there'll be metro platforms elsewhere as well. Obviously, at the moment, there's no link between metro and station, but I will build a new metro station probably here and have these trains servicing it. But for now, we've got this new service right up into the heart of Gardcity Exchange. The high-speed platforms, we need to put the exit for the tunnel. So what's that? It's 52. Oh dear, no. Let's not do that. Let's get rid of the rest of this lake here. And zoom out a second so I can see roughly where the exit would be. Okay, so it's roughly in line with here, it looks like. So if I lower that down and go like that. Tunnel too long. Oh yeah, I need to change the tunnel lengths. Okay, maximum tunnel length is currently 75. I need to raise it to 100. This is very, very much like St Pancras now, with a big long tunnel. £1 million per tunnel is a lot of money. But that gets the lines out of the city quite nicely, although still not before Gardcity St Peter, which is quite funny. That is quite funny. But that's that, guys. That is that. Little bit done. This episode's going to have to end soon by the looks of it, because we are going to be running over time again. I'm going to try and fix this landscape a bit more by putting some of this back how it should be. So that was going across like that, wasn't it? And then there was a bit that went sort of like that as well. Trees, yes please. Loads of trees. Cover all this up again, make it look nice. There we go. That's the quick and easy way of doing it. Right, so the metro has had a bit of a facelift. In that it's been rerouted slightly to allow these new trains access in and out of the new Gardcity Exchange, if you could call it that. I suppose you can. These platforms are also going to be changed to the British style to match, I think. Or actually, no, I might leave that as is. I might leave that because that's quite authentic to leave it like that. This station is very much like Waterloo now. Imagine that's Waterloo International. This is Waterloo Suburban. Not the biggest station on the map by any means, but certainly one of the biggest. And the last thing I do want to do in this episode is very quickly just change the name of this a little bit more. So you've got Gardcity, St Peter, St Michael. It's a combined station, guys. So you've got GSP/SMI. Brand new station on the network. I did promise it was coming. St Peter is this side here. St Michael's going to be this side, and there will be more platforms heading in this direction too. I think St Michael will also be electrified. And I would say the mail would connect up to that bit. Have I got another comment on the video? Yes. Yoni Kaczynski, am I pronouncing that right? Says, I enjoyed the video, thanks for the entertainment. I assume that's on a recent video. It's on this series, so I'll count that. Thank you very much for the comment anyway. What do you guys think about me reading comments out live? Do you like it, or do you think I should keep it a bit more private? It's entirely up to you. But yeah, I'm just dawdling for time now, because I'm thinking, is there other things I could be doing today? There's still plenty of time left in this episode if I keep it under an hour, which isn't a bad idea. I'm going to electrify all of this, and I might even do the extension like I said I was going to. This I need to replace with something. It doesn't look very nice. Station buildings. I've got Hilversum, which is a 2x4. So see, if I pop that there, how does that look? No, terrible. Let's just for now get rid of all of that. I could just build it as a concourse. Use my very limited decorative skills. So I've got the metro station add-ons, which would be quite cool. I could have a metro terminus here as well. That's a possibility. Or what else have I got? I've got ground tiles, I've got paths, I've got gardens. I could do a path design. So if I pop that one there and get the other side one, which is there, and pop you there, and then have that and that, and then have, where is it? That and that, that and that, and then go like this, that and that, and then just put some nice gardens in between. So if I do a 2x2, it's quite nice. It's quite a nice little garden. And then just grab some roads to connect these up, like so and like so. And then just put a building along here of some kind, and then something along here as well. As I say, Metro's not finished yet. I might even reroute the Metro to go underneath here. Although it will have to go on a bridge over this, so maybe that wouldn't work. But yeah, I will find something to fill that with. Meanwhile, I'm going to put the junctions for this station in as well, just so you can see roughly how this is going to work. So usual trick, lower the land first, do the junctions, lift the land back up. So we'll have a big one there, then we'll have sort of that sized one there, because it's going to be the middle 4 tracks, I think. Oh no, actually no, maybe not. I would say that's not part of it. This one is part of it. So if we do that, get rid of you, we'll do that, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, going to be the main tracks going through, and then we'll grab these ones as well and somehow connect these. Do it like that, and then a bit like that, and then like that, possibly. Or we could try and make it a bit more even. I think a bit more even would work. So have this one come in by 2 and have 1, 2, 3, and then 4 as our main tracks. I think actually that would work a lot nicer. It's a bit space saving as well. So yeah, that would be cool. So let's do that, and then we'll do that, and then we'll do that as our junctions, and then we'll obviously put more in to fill it up a bit better. There we go. And then we'll do some more in here just to fill this up, sort of like that, and then we'll put one there as well, and then one here, little one here. That looks pretty good. Quite happy with that. And then again, we'll have express and local coming in and out of St. Peter. Put the land back to a reasonable condition. Tunnels again, I think, will be our friends here, just to get the tracks out. And then we'll go for the electric. And this is going to be interesting, because there's going to be more lines added still. In fact, I'm going to leave the electric for a future episode, because I think for now we're going to focus on the St. Peter side of things. So tomorrow I'm going to start planning out a route and then actually building it. It will come down this way somewhere to the west. It's going to be one of the Great Western lines. But again, I'm not going to settle 100% on a name just yet. Right then guys, that just about does it for today. It's been a long one. I'm say it's been a long one, and I apologise for that. 50 minutes isn't too bad, but it could have been a lot shorter. There's been a lot of dithering going on at my end, so you know, I'll try and cut that out in future. A lot of today has been a bit of improv. I wanted to build this station for a long time. It was a question of where and how big and all of that stuff. But, you know, the fourth main terminus has been added to Gardcity now, and we've filled the 4 points of the compass, which is fantastic. Although you could argue that St. John and St. Mark are roughly level. But St. George up to the north here, which is still running as flawlessly as ever. Always really cool. I love seeing these domestic stopping trains coming in next to each other. I think that looks really cool. And now of course we have this as well. St. Peter / St. Michael, 2 big stations going to be doing 2 big things. This one is going to be heading up to the north. It'll start off heading west a little bit just to get away from this main line, and then it'll start curving to the north. There's a lot of races to the north, to the south, to the east and to the west still. So we've got the east-west connection to build at some stage too. But as I say, tomorrow we're going to come back and we're going to start building this non-electrified route. So until then guys, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, be sure to click the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you guys for your continued support. If you haven't, I already said that. Don't forget to leave the video a like if you enjoyed it, and also leave a like if you're enjoying the series. Drop some comments down below for ideas for future episodes, and until next time, I'll see you soon.